22 minutes after 7. This is the AM show on Joy News on Multi TV. It's time to get into some analysis of some rather interesting news. But have you wondered why cases in court are pending? Well, the Attorney General's Department has revealed it has inadequate state attorneys working with it, and that is hampering justice delivery. A number of state attorneys have left to pursue better paying jobs.
A few left are now overwhelmed with cases, and really this has become a problem and a bane, particularly for justice delivery in the country, leading to quite a number of people saying that well, justice delivery is either being stalled or postponed to a later date. And really this is a problem. Maybe you have not really been in such a situation before. You haven't really had an issue in court, so you may not feel the pinch. But for the many who have had to experience the slow pace with which certain things are done at the courts, just because of this problem, I'm sure they would be able to properly identify with the situation. But we are now told that the numbers are hitting alarming levels. Man,
yes.
It's pretty sad situation.
Yes, and it's a very serious situation as well, because you're looking at a whole country's legal system. You know, this is the bedrock of it. So if you have state attorneys leaving to pursue better jobs, and recently there's the JUSAG strike, and you know the whole legal system seems to be a bit messed up now. But to help us get into more of this is our very own Seth Kwame Boateng. Thanks for joining us on the AM show, Seth. How are you?
Thank you. I'm very well. Yeah.
You look very. What's the word?
Yeah.
he looks poised for the week.
Yeah, I have some high level meetings.
You're meeting high. That's Seth Kwame Boateng, the award-winning Seth Kwame Boateng, by the way. And you filed, right?
He's not going to tell. I'm not sure he's going to tell you that.
No, because Logged and Forgotten is now in the category, right? It's now going to be considered for the award. Because seriously, I don't know which story was bigger.
God reigns.
No, I'm just saying. I don't know which story was as impactful and as huge as Logged and Forgotten. You can remind me.
We don't know what others did.
He's trying to be humble. Please permit him.
But anyway,
we'll see let's get into the details of this rather disturbing news. What else were you able to uncover?
Well, it's very serious that in some of the regions we have only 2 state attorneys. So let's take a region like Brunghafo region. Look at how vast the region is, and we have only 2 state attorneys. And look at the cases that come before them every day. You have to file appeals, you have to write memos, a whole lot of things. And they're unable to handle all the cases. So you may have a docket go to the Attorney General's department, and it may take weeks or months before they are able to advise on what must be done, and this is seriously affecting justice delivery. Is the reason we have hundreds of cases pending in our court. You go to court, and an excuse an investigator will give us that I have sent the docket to Attorney General's department for advice, and that advice may take, if you are not careful, even years.
That brings me to the point of this issue of Patrick Timbila and this police recruitment scam. Exactly. Because we do know that the docket was sent to the Attorney General's department awaiting advice, but no such thing has happened as of now. Exactly.
So it's part of what the Director of Public Prosecution was saying. They need more people, and it saddens her heart that they train, they invest in them, and in no time they leave. As soon as they hear of better opportunities, they want to go and pursue those opportunities.
But why can't the state create such opportunities so they stay?
I don't know. I think that is something they are trying to deal with. It's not good. You know, you said something. If you've not been there, if you don't have any case in court, you wouldn't appreciate how serious this is. There are people who have been on remand for years, some 13 years.
Just on remand.
Yeah, and their dockets are with the AG, waiting. They are waiting for the AG to advise on what must be done, the next line of action, and all these are being hampered.
Well, you've been speaking to a few people on this issue.
Yeah, I've been speaking to the Director of State Prosecution, Yvonne Atakra-Buobisa. We can listen to her more on what the explanations that she gave.
Okay.
For Accra, we have just about 36 prosecuting attorneys, and it's worse in the regions, the regional offices. You have right now in the whole Bunahafu region, that's a big region, with so many courts. We have just 2 attorneys. You have 2 in the central region. We have just 2 in the upper west region. We have 3 in the northern region. We have 3 in the Volta region, and I think 6 in the eastern region. We have low numbers, and we are actually overwhelmed. There are so many cases that we have to advise on.
Why are you not getting more hands to help you?
Well, I think that it all has to do with a number of factors. We have, for some time now, we've had a high attrition rate. People come and leave because it is always better to work in private practice. People will come, gain the experience, and will go to better paying jobs.
And that's what is affecting...
that affects our numbers, yes. That affects the numbers that we have and the volume of work. We have so much work to do. And so that is why I say sometimes you could have a docket sent to us which could be with a particular attorney for about 3 weeks, for about a month, not because that attorney doesn't want to pay attention to the docket, but that attorney has, for instance, about 60 other dockets. You have motions you have to respond to, and motions are on an everyday level. So you have motions you have to attend to, you have petitions to respond to, and then you have trials, part heads, you have to be in court, and then you have advice that has come to you that you have to work on.
So that was Director of Public Prosecution Yvonne Atakrobo-Bisa speaking to my colleague Seth Kwamboatin and articulating the concerns and the challenges being faced by the Attorney General's Department. Quite a pretty disturbing situation, Seth. But the question I try to find an answer to is why so many people leaving?
But you know, how much are they paid over there? And that is the irony. And going to law school, reading all these books, the stress and all those things, you come out, join the Ages Department, and you're given peanut. Why wouldn't they want to go into private practice? But what is sad is the fact that we invest in them, we train them to become state attorneys. They get the skill and they leave. That's the problem. And I have more of this in the documentary coming up. Yeah, yes. Left to Rot. That's the title of the new documentary. We are premiering next 2 weeks. The Chief Justice has graciously offered us her auditorium at the new judicial court complex. Yeah, okay. We are going to use the place. So invitations will soon go to people we are inviting, and we also show on TV very soon, right after. Yeah, so I have a lot of these things in that documentary. Yeah, a lot of things are
I'm looking at the challenges many are having to endure as a result of this problem. It's through no fault of theirs, but they are having to be the worst persons, the persons most affected by this very unfortunate development. So for now, is there any interim measure? Is there anything being done just so these persons can get the justice they so desire?
We need more people. We need more lawyers to join the Ages Department, or the Ages Department would have to recruit. And you know, we were told in the past that they had put a ban on what?
There's a freeze on.
Freeze on recruitment. And I think this is a special case and must be handled that way. It's unfair to have people wait for years to have their cases determined. You understand? So in Volta region, if we have just 3 state attorneys, look at how big the Volta region is. 3 state attorneys having to go through hundreds of cases. You understand? How much time would they have to really go through the various dockets and properly advise on what must be done? It's very unfair, and the earlier we dealt with this issue, the better. Yeah.
Quite interesting.
Anyway, we'll be bringing a lot more on this subsequently, but you could as well share with us your thoughts, your comments on our various social media platforms. Bernice, I'm sure you have most of them.
Yes, I have a lot of comments coming in, but if you also have an experience you can share with us, or even a recommendation, because sometimes your voice goes a very long way. If you have any suggestions for the AG's department, I'm sure that they would gladly receive it. But I would even suggest that if they can, they should let all these people they invest their monies and times into training.
Are they not
To
bonded?
exactly, to let them sign something.
You know, you may do that, but after, or you may bond them for like how many years? Like 5 years?
3, 4, 5
Yeah,
years.
After 5 years they will leave.
Then I'm sure by then
do?
you would have had enough time to bring in more
But
people.
I think the ultimate, the way out is to make them comfortable to stay.
Exactly.
That's the
For
ultimate.
starters,
Yeah,
that's it.
We have to make them
That's
comfortable to stay. You know, we have to really resource or retool that department and let the people that really appreciate that we value them. You understand? If we place much premium on them, they wouldn't, as it were, be corrupt. Nothing would convince them to accept monies or things from people to alter justice. Yeah,
Which is also another problem.
it's another problem.
Okay.
Another problem.
Right. So do get your messages to us on our various social media platforms, on Facebook, on Twitter. That's Joy News on TV. Also, you could send a WhatsApp message to 0560 800,000, 0560 800,000, and Benis Abubeidu will shortly be reading all those messages to the rest of the world. Also, if there are particular experiences you've had to go through because of this problem, feel free to share with us. We'll be glad to read it and share it with the rest of the world. But Seth Combat, many thanks for bringing that to our attention. And Menace, maybe you could take a few messages before we go on.
And before we go, okay, someone is saying, talking about Mahama Yariga's issue on felling of trees. Says the person who cut down trees illegally should be prosecuted. Is he aware of a company that is in the north cutting down trees?
Oh, I think there are several of those companies.
Yes, let Ghanaians no, that you didn't add your name and location. Please remember to add your name and location to your WhatsApp message. And well, we spoke about Ramadan earlier. This one says, good morning, and I dedicate this year's Ramadan to Yawabing Asamoah, the MP for the Adenta constituency. Okay.
Oh, is he an MP yet? He's just a candidate.
But anyway, the person is
futuristic.
Yes, and has a lot of faith. So
telepathy.
Please permit them to do so. But I'll be taking a lot more of your comments when we come back. Please stay on.